Well, if you were to go into the laboratory and diagram a baseball player, you would come out of that lab with Heston Kjerstad.
Yes.
I mean, this young man is put together. 6'3", 190 pounds, freshman from Amarillo, Texas, with talent to spare. And he earns a free pass one way or the other down to first. A 2-out base runner for the Hogs. Defensively, Patriots have Granberg over in left now with Hanna. Rock solid in center. Luke Bandy, both an infielder and outfielder, playing in right in this ball game. Wolfforth at first, Jones at second, Lewinsky we've seen at shortstop, Millard at third, Deuce behind the plate, Funderburk on the hill. First time the big left-hander is going to have to work from the stretch after giving up the walk, and he gets ahead in the count to Luke Bonfield. Strike one.
You see that fastball pumped in there at 92 miles an hour. Funderburk had a really good start to the year on the mound, and then he kind of struggled a bit. And they were saying, you know, that was probably playing first base and hitting had a big factor in that. And coach thinks that if he was just a pitcher, he'd be that much better. But one of those guys that has two gloves in his bag when he comes to the ballpark, and took off the first baseman's mitt and threw on the pitcher's glove.
Yeah, coach thinks he probably has a bigger upside as a pitcher, and maybe that day will come when he just focuses on that side of the game, but he is still enjoying playing both ways, which he's done the last couple of years at Mesa Community College, a Division II junior college in Arizona. Funderburk is a native of Queen Creek, Arizona, who's really had a big impact for Dallas Baptist this year, the MVC Newcomer of the Year. And again, their primary midweek starter for most of the season, getting the chance here tonight against the number 5 national seed.
Now, make no mistake, I mean, they're not going to replace him as a DH. He is in this lineup, and rightfully so. He hit a home run earlier today, close to the 400-foot sign out in right center field, or more towards center field, as he drove it up into the sky, and that wind just helped it carry out of this park.
And we just saw head coach Dan Hefner from the dugout signal to his right fielder Luke Bandy to move more towards the gap and further away from the right field foul line. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Pretty impressive start to the ball game for Cody Funderburk. He issues a walk, but then comes back to strike out the designated hitter Luke Bonfield. 1-0 DBU at the end of one. He's got to be careful here. 1-2 count to Funderburk. He is the pitcher, but he does also have 13 home runs this year. Funderburk batting .305 with 13 homers and 48 RBIs, and almost assuredly Funderburk will not pitch a complete game here today. So at that point, when he is relieved, he will stay in the game as the number 7 hole hitter, and the designated hitter will then come into effect, and he will hit for whoever relieves him. Nice looking stroke there, drives it toward the gap, and it's going to get down. Fletcher plays it on a hop. Nice job to keep Funderburk to a long and loud single.
That'll be interesting to see. Statistically, I wonder how he performs hitting while he's pitching, you know, in comparison to his days just, you know, playing first base. Is he into it a little bit more? He's certainly got the sweat going when he was up at the plate from just getting off the mound.
Well, he made a couple of fabulous defensive plays at first base in this afternoon's game against Southern Miss. Certainly was into it then. It was interesting in talking to his older teammate Trevor Kahn, who came to Dallas Baptist as a two-way player himself, as Luke Bandy takes a pitch down low, how the philosophy has changed within the coaching staff at DBU about how they handle the workload on your non-pitch days for their utility players.
Yeah, it used to be the fact that if you do both, you had to get both of the work in. You had to do all the pitchers' work and all the infielders' work and hitters. And that just became a grind on guys, and they realized that is not the way to get it done. So you can see right there, you just wonder, after a day of playing first base, being out in the sun, was he hydrated enough in that first game to be able to get the 5 innings he needs tonight? You can see him kind of huffing and puffing already. Fortunately for him, this day wasn't like it was on Friday, where it was 95 and humid.
Luke Bandy takes the slider inside. It'll also be interesting, you know, there were 2 different philosophies going into our afternoon elimination game, where Dallas Baptist chose late this morning, early this afternoon, to have their batting practice outside here on the field in the sun. And again, it wasn't blazing, but it was still outside in the sun, while Southern Miss, the team eliminated, purposely said, well, we might be playing 18 innings today. They felt it was better as the pitch hit them. Runners on first and second. They thought it was better to get out of the sun for their batting practice, and they hit in the indoor cage.
Yep.
So again, DBU has been out of this field for the better part of the last, 7 hours?
Yeah.
While Arkansas has been well rested. Will that play out, especially with Funderburk?
Yep. Quick turnaround for them. They went over to the indoor facility right after their ball game. There was a press conference about the victory. A few guys spoke at that. The rest of them grabbed a meal and just kind of went into the indoor track area and just kind of laid around and tried to get some rest and rehydrated for tonight's game.
Noticed a couple of them close their eyes as well. Take a little cat nap in between games. In at the corners defensively, guarding against the potential bunt by the number 9 hitter, Blaine Jones. Takes a pitch upstairs, ball 1.
This is surely a situation where you do want to lay down a bunt here, try to sacrifice a couple guys over, get them in scoring position, but we have not seen a whole lot of this in this regional. It's been about long ball and big innings, not so much small ball to just manufacture runs, but tonight maybe a different story in the championship game.
Yeah, grip it and rip it for the most part in Fayetteville. Jones takes a strike. Jones was the opening day starter at second base for DBU and had not played until this afternoon when he came in as a pinch hitter and did rip a base hit, so he's got a good feel in his head for hitting here today. He's got himself a 1-1 count. See if the bunt is still on. Funderburk leads at second, Bandy at first. Bunt laid down. It will work. Only play for Martin is on to first base. One away and back to the top of the order with 2 runners in scoring position for the hit machine, Devlin Granberg. Well, Jake Reindl was able to avoid a big inning last inning. Can he do it again? Another Houdini act here in the second.
Yeah, going to be tough against this guy here. Just, we talk about him being a leadoff guy and being productive with an average of 442. Add on 69 RBI to that, too. So he's productive with guys in scoring position, hitting 440 with guys in scoring position.
He is the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year and a semifinalist for both the Golden Spikes and Dick Hauser Awards National Player of the Year Awards. He takes a strike. Granberg walked to begin the ball game and came around to score the only run so far. Ground ball by the mound. This will score another run. Little small ball for the Patriots to take a 2-0 lead.
Infield back, going to give up a run. Granberg does exactly what he needs to do. He doesn't get the base hit, but he gets the ball on the ground with the runner at third base and drives in that important run.
Yeah, I think the key there, John, was that he got it past the pitcher.
Yep.
If Reindl could have made that play, he would have been able to thwart the runner at third. So now you've got a man at third in Bandy with terrific speed and the outstanding hitting Jamison Hanna. 363 average. He walked last inning, takes a strike. And I'll tell you what, getting Funderburk off the base paths here for a few minutes is probably not a bad thing either for Dallas Baptist.
No, you almost want to take some time at the plate if you're Hanna up there to just give your guy some time to sit in there and just take a sip of water, relax a bit.
And you know what? In their afternoon win over Southern Miss, Dallas Baptist did a nice job of scoring a single run in every inning for the first 4. Get that picket fence going. They've got one going here in the nightcap. A run in the first, a run in the second. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Thing about Hannah at the plate is, he's been pretty clutch all year. 363 average, but he's been even better with 2 outs, hitting .410 on the year. So 2 outs, runner on third here. Let's see if he continued to be clutch.
Had a 35-game hit streak to begin the season, but not here. Swing and a miss. Well, the Razorbacks have been flirting with a lot of danger. They give up single runs in each of the first 2. Well, how about the University of Washington Huskies? They weren't supposed to be in the field of 64.
No.
Well, guess what?
Ticket punched?
Ticket punched. They are on to the Super Regional round, beating the Yukon Huskies. Of course, in Conway, South Carolina, Coastal Carolina got bumped earlier. And so the Pac-12 Conference, it's not just Stanford and Oregon State put UW in there.
And they had to come across the country to do it.
Fastball up. Jimmy Glowinky ahead in the count early. He's got a couple of base hits. Line drive single off the starter Isaiah Campbell, then singled in the third against Reindl.
I imagine no one had a longer trip than Washington.
Yeah, you're probably right. Anywhere from Seattle is a long distance. Beautiful city, beautiful state. Long way to travel. Just ask the Mariners. No good travel partner for them in the major leagues.
No.
Although I tell you what, there are direct flights from Seattle to Charleston. Bouncer off the glove of Reindl, and all hands are safe. And for the second time this game, Dallas Baptist has the bases loaded for their cleanup hitter, Garrett Wolforth.
And how many times do you see that where a pitcher reaches out when a ball probably is just going to be a routine ground out, and he's just trying to make a play and field his position and not able to get a full glove on it and knock it down, and that ball trickles over to shortstop for a base hit.
So Glowinky, a perfect 3 for 3. Wolforth 0 for 2. Boy, he ripped that one, but well foul. Wolforth has 6 home runs, 30 runs batted in, hitting .243 this season.
See his chin there. He's fortunate to be playing today. Actually had an accident in batting practice this morning.
Little pop-up. Cook there. I'm telling you, Jake Reindl with a pump of the fist. He is Harry Houdini tonight. When we come back, we'll be joined from the dugout by DBU head coach Dan Heathner. Well, let me tell you about a young man named Connor Kaiser. If you haven't heard of him, you will. He's a junior at Vanderbilt University from Overland Park, Kansas. And he is having the night of his life. So far for the Vanderbilt Commodores, young Mr. Kaiser, from what we are told, has a 2-run homer, a 3-run homer, and a grand slam. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs.
Wow.
And the game's not over. They're leading 14-6 in the 8th inning over Clemson, trying to knock the Tigers out. Base hit to right by Fletcher sends Bonfield to third. The throw not in time. And on the throw, Fletcher takes second.
Watch this throw from right field. Luke Bandy, we mentioned him as an infielder, second baseman. One hopper to third base. Wow. Close play down there, and Tim Millard at third base. His reaction, and typically a player will tell you, I'm not sure, maybe it looks like he got his foot in there.
I think Kevin Sweeney, the umpire, got it right based on that replay. And you wonder if on the scouting report with Luke Bandy, who is an infielder playing the outfield, do you get a little more aggressive with him?
Well, maybe, and I'll tell you what, this Arkansas team, it was complemented by Barry Scott, the coach from Southern Miss, about how they take the extra base, how they're really good first to third, and here's a good example of it there, but almost backfired as Bandy almost threw him out.
So the batter is Carson Shaddy. Slow chopper. That's a foul ball. And that's a good thing for the Razorbacks because Tim Millard just made a bullet of a throw to home plate that would have nailed Luke Bonfield.
Well, it's obvious for Arkansas to be able to score on Dallas Baptist. They're going to have to do something against this defense. I'll tell you, they are playing fantastic defensively in this regional. But the guy at the plate, Carson Shaddy, he can make a difference without just put it right over their heads, as he's done many times.
Sharply hit up the middle. That'll score a run. They get the out at first, but we've got ourselves a 2-2 ball game.
And guess who has these fans on their feet again? Carson Shaddy, as he comes into the dugout, clapping his hands across the field. He just knows how to get these fans ignited.
And we shouldn't just ignore the fact that Jimmy Glowinski just made a real nice play at shortstop to get the out.
Four times runner at third base, less than 2 outs. 4 times they get a ground ball and do their job and knock him in.
And where Arkansas has done a good job manufacturing runs and taking advantage of their relatively few base runners tonight, Dallas Baptist has not been able to do that. And the Razorbacks take the lead. RBI base hit for Grant Cook. Again, the 2-2. He sits on the breaking ball and drills it to left field. It is caught by Erstad. Play of the game so far, the play of the regional so far, would have been the tying home run. Instead, it should be a SportsCenter top 10 play. That's the Erstad. It is your world, and we are merely in it with you.
Wow.
But as we said, they work very carefully to him. You don't want to make a mistake to the 2018 SEC Freshman of the Year. First ever in Arkansas history to be so awarded. He has exceeded his own expectations this year. And he was thinking about hitting another 430-foot home run. He's cleared that scoreboard out and right once this year. And there it is. Put it up there a couple of years ago. Beautiful part of this first-class facility. Hot smash up the middle. Rounding third, heading for home. Gates, he's going to score. It's 4-2 Arkansas on the RBI single by Heston Kjerstad. Swing and a miss. An elevated 94-mile-an-hour fastball.